Okay, good afternoon and welcome to the latest Friday Afternoon Live here in, again, sunny Piccadilly, which is wonderful. Start of the week, I think we were expecting winter to be coming in, but it looks like we're having a bit of an Indian summer. We've had a nice couple of days here. So cheers, nice to have you all on board again. I've got lots and lots to go through, so I'll stop rabbling on. Firstly, we've published the British Accountancy Awards shortlist this week, which is very exciting. We've got absolutely tons of firms on board this year and a good spread across the categories, so very, very competitive. I think we've nearly killed our judges this time around. I think they've finally given up the ghost. I don't think they'll want to help us anymore because we are so much of them. But yeah, give the shortlist a good read through. Lots of different firms involved, really pleased about that. And I see BDO and Grant Thornton in particular up against themselves, each other in quite a few of the categories, so it'll be interesting to see whether any of those firms win out or whether someone else will pick them to the post. But you'll have to wait until the 24th of November for all of that fun and games. Moving on to more kind of regular news stories, we've had an interesting missive from Wetherspoons founder and chairman Tim Martin, who, he's no wallflower. He'll often shout the odds, particularly around tax matters in terms of how that affects the pub trade. But in their latest update to the stock exchange today, Tim has had a right old moan about governance and accounting, and I'll read it out to you actually. So Tim has said that modern annual reports are far too long and often almost unreadable, full of semi-literate business jargon, including accounting jargon, cluttered with badly written and incomprehensible governance reports. So I think Tim Martin's having a go at some of you accountants there, and obviously issues around the legibility of annual reports and the usefulness of them, a really hot topic. So it'll be interesting to see whether anyone else picks up on Tim Martin's rant and has anything else to say. Maybe the Financial Reporting Council would like to deal with that. They've been trying to cut the clutter from annual reports, but that doesn't seem to be happening as annual reports are getting longer and longer. Moving on, we've got lots and lots to cover. FIFA's Audit Committee chair has issued a report outlining a plan to improve the governance of the embattled global football body. Obviously Sepp Blatter and his pals have got their own version of where they think the governance needs to go with FIFA, but he's come out really hard in terms of some of the conflicts of interest between the various roles where some of the regional representatives sit on various influential committees. You can actually, if you go to Financial Director website, you'll be able to actually access his full report, which is quite damning. But it remains to be seen how much of that FIFA will actually take on board. But Domenico Scala has really set his stall out in no uncertain terms about FIFA's governance and where he thinks that needs to go. Moving swiftly on, another interesting story of FTSE 100 companies, the amount of reserves they put aside for tax litigation purposes has fallen. It's down to 1.7 billion. I think it was about 2.4 billion last year. That's a Thomson Reuters survey, and the suggestion is that tax avoidance measures are hitting big companies, and they're being less aggressive, and therefore they've cut down the amount of tax litigation reserves they've had to make. I don't know, maybe you might want to take that as them being more confident about being able to battle the tax authorities off, but that remains to be seen how you want to take that. But the suggestion is that anti-tax avoidance measures across the globe are impacting on the amount of reserves that companies are having to put aside. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen, plenty of ground we've covered in the last week or so and in the last 5 minutes. I don't know if we had any comments, Callum?
We've had an unprecedented amount actually, lots about FIFA.
Okay.
Some people asking whether they should just press reset rather than try and tweak it.
Well, maybe we'll see when if Sepp Blatter goes, whether it will be whether they'll be able to change the foundations of FIFA. It would be probably easy if they started all over again, but pragmatically that's not going to happen. It will be interesting to see whether the governance changes are put in place and whether our dear friends the accountants will be able to make some money out of helping them sort out their governance and their strategy. The accountants and the lawyers always win in these matters, folks. Any other questions, Cal?
One wanted to know whether Eddie Izzard's growing out of your ear.
No, he's not. My friend Eddie, he keeps an eye on us during our Periscope cast. But obviously, we're moving to our new exciting office in Hammersmith with Contentive, our new owners. So we'll have to find another pub to do our broadcast in a few weeks' time. Leave it at that, I think.
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
Before we bore anyone silly. It's lovely having you on board. Thanks for watching. See you next Friday.